Thousands and thousands of people around the world suffer from stress-related conditions. Thousands and thousands. In Spain alone, nearly 40% of the population feels their mental health is deteriorating. So here's the big question. If we were born to live like animals, free, present, in tune with life, why aren't we happy? We've stopped living naturally. Over 90% of adults live with chronic stress, that silent enemy, yet ranking among the top causes of disease and death. Heart conditions, cancer, stress swings the door wide open. And the use of anti-anxiety medications? Boom, skyrocketing even among children. Yes, you heard that right, kids. So, let me ask you, are we losing control? Surveys across Western countries reveal that happiness often rises after age 55, right around the time people stop chasing the extraordinary. Turns out, we don't need to be digital nomads in Bali to feel fulfilled. What truly brings lasting joy? Security, health, connection. Again and again, the evidence is clear. It's not power, not money, not prestige. It's the simple human things, the ones we often overlook. According to Maslow's pyramid, happiness isn't just one thing, it's a layered journey. It comes from progressively meeting a series of human needs, stacked across 5 levels. And with each level you fulfill, you climb higher toward a deeper, fuller, more lasting sense of well-being. More grounded, more whole, more happy. Makes perfect sense, right? Among other things, the studies we mentioned at the beginning point to something we all feel deep down. Our lives today are far from natural. They're tangled, complex, and often shaped by invisible rules. Social and family expectations quietly dictate our worth. Get the degree, land the job, get married. If you don't, you've somehow failed. The pressure is real, the hyper-demand. Interesting studies show us that success in life, just like love and happiness, has no age. It happens naturally when we connect with our essence, with others, with what truly moves us, and when we live in alignment with our life's purposes. If you're living a life you don't want to live, forcing yourself into things you don't desire, chasing an ideal version of yourself based on imposed standards that don't reflect your deepest wishes, don't be surprised if anxiety and depression set in. It's your inner self saying, hey, you're not on the genuine path. You're just a pale imitation of what you're truly meant to be. You're making yourself sick. Observe yourself. Discover who you really are. Redirect your life to align with that truth. Whenever you feel emotional or something within you is stirred, there is a deep truth within you. It is an opportunity to recognize that something or someone is significant to you and that you need to act in alignment with it. Pulling at the thread, whether to heal yourself or to genuinely understand and direct your life, should be guided by what your heart tells you. Happiness is built through a set of skills and habits. Peace and happiness are skills you can develop over time, starting with the belief that you can. Just like dieting, working out, meeting people, or even love, these are all skills that can be learned. Building happiness involves trial and error, trying things like meditation, yoga, or cooking to see what works for you. Ultimately, it's about replacing bad habits with good ones. At the end of the day, you are a combination of your habits and the people you surround yourself with. Choosing to be your true self is key. Many people find themselves immersed in life constructions that, for most, do not align with their true essence. Because we don't live naturally, because we chase carrots, because we don't observe ourselves, don't listen to our hearts. We don't act with true self-love by observing, attending to, and fighting for what we deeply desire. Instead of looking inward and analyzing our emotions to see if we are okay, we usually flee from them and repress them without responsibly managing them. Then let's start talking about self-awareness. In most cases, we are not who we think we are. Rather, we are often just a semblance of who we truly are on a deeper level, a result of the process we've been discussing. We are merely a substitute for our true self. We are not what we think. We are not what we believe. We are not even what we feel. Nor are we what we eat, what we say, what we do, what we want, what we choose, what we desire, or what we achieve. We are none of that. So what are we really? How can we truly know ourselves and honor our true essence by acting in alignment with ourselves, through self-knowledge and the responsible management of our emotions? How many pursuits of what many consider their best version can be nothing more than carrots that we constantly chase? It seems that the best version is to become iron supermen and superwomen who must have great skills, achieve a ton of goals, be super slim and toned, and so on. And of course, to maintain a positive and cheerful attitude at all times, without a moment's respite, even for a little pity party, in a hyper-demanding society. We push ourselves to achieve the standards that validate us in the hyper-demanding society, but by the time we realize it, these material possessions or achievements do not fulfill us. Consequently, psychotherapy offices are filled with people who feel empty or do not understand what is wrong with them, even though they have everything and cannot enjoy it. In this fierce pursuit to meet certain social standards and comply with the culture of appearance, we find ourselves existentially lost and since childhood create false concepts of identity to adapt and gain social validation. We act on autopilot, adopting established ways of life and thinking. The result, a highly dysfunctional and generalized neurotic thought pattern that generates a lot of dissatisfaction and leads us down paths of egocentrism and narcissism until, eventually, people experience collapse. Listen to our bodies. Understand on the one hand what hurts, and also what and who moves us, what interests us, and follow those threads to advance on a genuine path that will lead us to be who we essentially are, what we really love. Loving ourselves means observing ourselves, embracing ourselves, and giving ourselves the opportunities to become what we truly are, a genuine version of ourselves. What does matter is identifying your purposes and having the courage to go after it. Recent research shows that near the end of life, people's biggest regrets are not taking the chance to go after what truly moved them, the loves they let slip away, the dreams they never pursued because they lacked courage or weren't willing to make sacrifices. And if we look at life in other poor countries with much simpler cultures, we see people much happier than in the West. There, they don't chase carrots like money, status, etc. If you watch a documentary about how the people of the Amazon live, such as the hunter-gatherers of the tribes like the Yanomami, you will see that they live naturally and are a happy society. And happiness requires presence, because most of the time we're physically in one place, but mentally lost in future worries or past regrets. And that disconnection robs us of the beauty in the now. Many of life's greatest joys are free, or nearly free. A warm hug from someone you love, free. A walk in the mountains and a good coffee, almost free. Because the essence of happiness lies not in the extraordinary, but in finding joy in the ordinary. And developing the eye of a poet, the perspective of a photographer. It means having a romantic view of life, becoming a storyteller. It's about painting life with the colors that inspire you, seeing things with perspective, awareness, abundance, and wisdom. Developing communication skills is key. Studies tell us that building connections is crucial. Check out our series of videos on communication with awareness. I'll leave the link in the description below. Life is all about love and connections. Success and happiness come to those who can connect with themselves through self-awareness and with others. Communication ability isn't just optional, it's a fundamental need for survival and self-realization in today's world. Let's take a moment to talk about perspective and discernment, because sometimes it's not what's happening around you, but how you see it. That changes everything. There's a powerful phrase that sums it all up, a Stoic mantra worth gold. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. What can you do in this crazy world? More than you think. Don't turn your back while thousands are dying in wars just a few hundred kilometers from where you live. You can choose not to vote for the least bad party and stop feeding a system rotten at its core. You can boycott companies with harmful practices by refusing to buy their products. You can discuss, share, and raise awareness, because that's where it begins. A society that truly wants to heal. Let's distinguish different levels of adversity. As covered in our video on the function of pain, link in the description, we face major challenges like the death of a loved one or financial ruin or unresolved emotional traumas such as abuse. Here your world stops. Some heal with time while others need attention. In moments of extreme adversity, time and tears have proven to be the best anxiolytics. Our survival mechanism often overreacts or triggers obsessive thoughts until the wound softens, and sometimes professional therapy is required. But here, let's explore the everyday adversities, less severe ones, where attitude, proactivity, and rationality play a key role. A happy person isn't someone who's happy all the time. It's someone who interprets events in a way that they don't lose their inner peace. Let's face it, we live in a society of drama, constant complaints, and everything is the end of the world syndrome. Well, often we just need to put things into perspective. Life does have its problems, yes, but if what you're dealing with are just circumstances to be resolved, then you have no excuse to lose your joy. If today you're not facing a serious adversity, don't live as if you were. If today you don't have a drama, today is your day to be grateful. Today is your day to help those who do. Write down 10 wonderful things you have in your life, 10 reasons to be grateful. Getting some perspective now? Mindfulness strategy helps calm the mind by observing our thoughts, rationalize them and change our mindset. Get perspective. I'll leave a link in the description below to videos that dive deeper into this ancient technique. Fundamentally, there are really only 3 proactive options. Change it, accept it, or leave it. What doesn't work is staying stuck, wishing things would change without acting, or refusing to accept reality while doing nothing about it. That resistance is what creates most of our suffering. First, you can choose to let it go. Not everything deserves your energy. For example, I have to accept that not everyone is going to treat me with respect. It is what it is. I can't have such thin skin. People are just overwhelmed, tired, discouraged, and stressed out. Second, you can choose to act. Leave that toxic relationship, change jobs, move cities, do whatever is needed. It's not easy to fall into a state of depression or severe anxiety. It's the constant hammering of negative thoughts that leads us to these disruptions. Often, this is driven by irrational thinking and lack of perspective. You simply can't afford it. In the end, you're either creating yourself or destroying yourself, for thinking is just a way of abandoning yourself, avoiding the decisions that could truly change your life. Visiting a trusted therapist is highly recommended if you can't stop the bombardment of thoughts. And now, let's talk about attitude. Because yes, it's true, there are a lot of people out there who feel drained. Poor souls, overwhelmed, stressed out, fed up with everything. And who could blame them? You open the news and it's all crisis, tragedy, fear. And if, on top of that, work isn't going well, your mom is sick, you're stuck in a relationship that's falling apart, or you've got a teenager pushing you to your limits, then of course it builds up and builds up and builds up. You can't control the world, you can't control other people, but you can control how you respond, proactively or reactively. Because while we can't choose every circumstance, we can choose our attitude toward them. And attitude changes everything. Your attitude is your power, it's your flag. It's the frequency you send out into the world. And this is fundamental, because people transmit, and we attract not what we want, but what resonates with our own frequency. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Because yes, even though we can't see it, we all have a vibration, a frequency, high or low, that we move through life with. What distinguishes the great is how they behave in difficult moments, with the cards they're dealt. This separates those who think big from those who think small, because in every moment we choose our attitude. Micro decisions determine our destiny, bringing us closer to greatness or mediocrity. Because what truly matters must be what truly matters. We need to consciously seek and protect that pause that allows us to be fully present, to meditate, to gain clarity, to quiet the mental noise. These moments are vital, because only then can we realize that in life, the most important things must come first. For example, reflect on this. Do you really believe that quality time with our loved ones replaces quantity? Seriously, does quantity not matter? And pain is part of life. Will you keep running from fear and pain, or will you be loyal to yourself and fight for what makes you feel alive? The key is connecting with both what moves you and what hurts. That's where true strength is born. And humans run on hope and excitement. There's nothing quite like having dreams and goals. Without excitement for the future, there's no motivation. And it's essential to reclaim a bit of that calm village life. In this fast-paced world, we rush through everything. Procrastination has become the new deadly sin. We must pause. Stopping is necessary to repair, adjust, and correct our course. In that stillness, we find the clarity we need. And this is the proposal for today. Don't abandon yourself. Break free from the mental prison you've been living in and start truly embracing life. Clean the lens through which you view the world, one shaped by inherited beliefs. Grow. Out there, life is actually pretty good. We have countless reasons to be grateful, so take a moment to reflect and connect with that truth. Huge thanks for watching. If you like it, please kindly leave a like. I would love to hear from you. If you have any discussion ideas, please do share them. See you in the next video.